everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Lisa and today I am doing my May paycheck number 1 budget. This is for May 13th through the 26th. I do have the forms on my Etsy shop if you are interested. I've got my Etsy shop linked down below. For the month of May, I only have 3 paycheck budgets in the zip file, but for every month going forward, I'll make sure that there are at least 4, but probably 5 paycheck budgets for those months that have 5 checks. That way, you'll be sure to have plenty. Okay, well, let me just say, yes, it is May. It is getting hot outside in the afternoons, but Carol Ann definitely is hot-natured, and I am going to be in long sleeves. I can just see it for the rest of the year because I am freezing to death this morning. It's only 69 degrees in the house, and boy, oh boy, am I cold. So let me know down in the comments if you are hot-natured or cold-natured, and who controls the thermostat in your house, because Carol Ann definitely controls the thermostat in ours. All right, so with my paycheck budget, I usually write down the categories. I didn't do that this time, so we're just going to go over it together. So the first box up here on the left is my income source. For my personal budget, I only budget my full-time job, and that is I'm working customer service. Sometimes I get asked, and I forget to mention it, but my full-time job, I am paid salary, not hourly, and I am paid $1,500. So my total income is $1,500. Then I have my fixed expenses. Now, if you've been following me for a while, you know I've kind of tried to change this up to try to find the best way to do my fixed expenses. I was doing all of my bills in half, and then I tried the paycheck budgets. That didn't go very well because I ended up being short. Rollover amounts are tough for me. It's a lot to keep up with, so I've decided to go back to splitting my rent in half. So I am going to set aside half of my rent today. So this paycheck goes from May 13th to May 26th. I'm going to set aside half. When I'm paid on the 27th, I will have the second half of my rent, and on the 27th, I'll pay my rent. So my June rent will be paid May 27th. Hopefully that makes sense. So let's see, half of my rent is $310 because my monthly rent is $620. Then my electric bill, I've decided to cut in half as well, just because it's another large expense. So I am budgeting $150 for the month, and so we're going to set aside half, which is $75. It hasn't been too bad here. The air hasn't been running nonstop, so I think that $150 is probably enough. Then I have the water bill. So the water bill, I will not be splitting in half because it runs around $30, which isn't a huge expense. So we're going to budget $30. And then last is my phone bill, and I am switching over to Mint Mobile. For 10 gigs of data for 3 months is $60. So I am going to do the 3-month plan, try it out for the next 3 months. If it works out and I really like it, then I'll probably end up paying for the entire year, which I think is only, it's like $240, 20 bucks a month. So I went to my mom's over the weekend with the Mint Mobile card in my phone. I got service out there, no problem. Didn't notice any dead spots. If there were any, phone worked just as well as it did on the AT&T network. And Mint Mobile runs off of the T-Mobile network, which is working fine for me, which which is pretty exciting because, you know, I was paying $45 a month, or no, was that right? Yeah, $45 a month with AT&T. So I'm excited to drop that down to $20 per month. Okay, so taking all of my fixed expenses, the total is $475. Then I have my cash envelopes. First envelope is for food and household. And I budget $100 per week, so that's going to be $200 this check. Then I have my daughter, Carol Ann. She's a grad student, and I give her $80 per week, so that's going to be $160 for this check. Then we have the lawn care. Have a guy that comes out and mows and weed eats every other week. So I'm going to pay him $75 for the 1 week that he'll mow. And then we've got my gas for my car. I budget $20 per week, so that's $40. And then I have my personal spending money. That also gets $20 per week, so that's going to be $40 this check. And that is a total of $515. Then we have my sinking funds. I'm just quickly going to write these down, and then we can go back over them. All right, so now we've got all my categories down. First is Christmas. I budget $25 per week, so that's going to be $50 this check. Fur Babies also gets $25 per week, so that's $50 this check. Car maintenance will get $60 this check, so $30 per week. Then car insurance is going to get $20 per week, so that's $40. And then my remaining categories, gifts, clothes, Amazon, P.O. Box, medical, and vacation, those all get $5 per week. So each of those will get $10. And that is a total of $270. Then moving on to retirement, I do have a Roth IRA with Charles Schwab, which I have decided to invest in the Charles Schwab S&P 500. So I went ahead and invested my money. And if we take $6,000, which is the max I can contribute per year, and divide that by 26 paychecks, because I am paid bi-weekly, then we come up with $230 per check. So that's what I am going to budget. So that's a total of $230. And last is savings. So in the savings category, we're going to have rollover, and then we have the buffer. So I don't know where my calculator is offhand, but I did do this on my phone in advance. So when I take my income, I subtract my fixed expenses, subtract cash envelopes, subtract sinking funds, and my Roth IRA, I'm left with $10. So what I'm going to do, I'm not going to budget anything for rollover, and I'm going to budget the $10 for my buffer, which is a total of $10. So now my income minus all of my expenses equals zero, because I am a zero-based budgeter. So let me know if you are also debt-free, or even if you're not and you have a Roth IRA. Let me know what kinds of investments you selected. Now, I'm almost 50, y'all. I think I'm 47. I'll be 48 at the end of the year. So I only have about 20 years until retirement. I'll work until I'm probably 70 years old. And so when I was talking to my dad about investments, he said, you really want to stick with about a moderate risk. And the S&P 500 is pretty stable, and the Charles Schwab S&P 5000 over the last 13 years gained around, it was about 6% yearly. And so that is a pretty good increase in, how can I say that? So 6% is a pretty steady growth. So I am pretty happy with my choice, but I'm just wondering, how many years do you have until you retire, and what choices did you make? Are you being a little bit more aggressive? Are you closer to retirement and sticking with like safe mutual funds? I would really love to know. I'm excited though to be contributing to a Roth IRA. I feel very grateful that I am debt free and I'm finally focusing on my retirement. And then as of July, I will also be contributing 3% to my employer's retirement program. So I do have some extra money that will go towards retirement as well. And I'm really interested to see how much it affects my paycheck. Now, our raises are done. We have to have our performance reviews done by June. And then in July is when our raises go into effect. So I know at a minimum, I'm going to get 3%. And so I knew 3% would be a safe number to start with. And I did the automatic increase of 3% every year. So I don't have to necessarily remember to go in and allocate money, but I am going to stick, let me just say, with $1,500 in my budget. Now, at some point, I may reduce some of these categories. My kids will drop off my health insurance in March of next year. Carol Ann should be working by August or September of 2023 because that's when she graduates. So, hopefully won't have her 160. So I do have a lot by March of next year and then August of next year where, my expenses are going to go down quite a bit. But for the sake of budgeting, I am going to continue to budget $1,500 a month, regardless of how much money I make. This is going to be my budget amount, and I'm just going to make it work, because what I don't want to do is anytime I get an increase in salary, I don't also want to increase my spending. Hopefully that makes sense. It does in my head, and $1,500 works pretty well for me. And once my kids drop off the insurance and I don't have Carol Ann, I don't need to support her because she should be working, then her money, of course, will go away, and I'll probably even drop food and household back down to like maybe $50 a week. So there's a lot of wiggle room in my budget still, which, is a blessing. I feel very fortunate, to have some flexibility in the budget for future goals like purchasing some land and a home. But anyway, that is enough babbling from me. Again, this is May Paycheck number 1. Leave me some comments down below. I am going to start working about an hour, 7 a.m. Central, but I'm still on the lookout for comments because my morning routine at work, running reports, takes a little bit for them to run, so I can sneak in and reply to you guys. So be sure to leave me comments down below. All right, guys, that's everything for me. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for supporting my channel, and I hope you have a great day or night wherever you're at. Bye.